All right. Good evening, everyone, wherever you might be hearing me from. Uh, I want to use this medium to welcome everyone again to Balm Design Camp, which is the last day. Uh, Today is where all our questions so far will be answered. Want to encourage you to subscribe to the channel and as well do well to drop in your questions as this session continues. This session won't be long, and do well to stay tuned to the end. So we just give a few seconds to everyone to check in again. And before that, we welcome all our speakers. They are set and ready for this wonderful session. I want to appreciate our Jim Mugwem, Jim Graphics, Omole Tosin Tabel. Thank you so much, sir, for your time. Thus far, we appreciate you greatly. The all of Bam City really appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Welcome.
All right, so right here, we are moving into the question and answer session. We appreciate you for waiting, for your patience thus far. So we have a moderator this evening who's going to anchor this session. Uh, we have Kolawole Esther and we have Ademola Samuel, and they will be anchoring this session. Our speakers also are ready to fully answer all the questions that has been raised in the heart of men since the beginning of this program. And I'll be handing over to Kolawole Esther. You're welcome, Kolawole Esther.
Very much for the opportunity. Good evening, everyone. My name is CorelDRAW, and I will be co-moderating with
Ademola Esther. Ademola Samuel.
Mhm. Okay, I'll be co-moderating with Ademola Samuel. Um, Samuel, can you give a brief introduction about yourself, and we move straight into the panelist session? Samuel.
All right. Good evening, ma. Can you hear me, ma? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Good evening. Good evening, everyone.
Yes, I can hear you
Um.
clearly.
All right. So my name
Yes.
is Ademola
Good
Samuel.
evening, everyone. Good evening. I can hear you clearly.
All right. All right, ma. My name is Ademola Samuel, and I will be co-moderating with Call Esther. Thank you.
Okay. So, all protocol duly observed, I would like to say a big thank you to our guests for making it to the panelist session. We love you and will welcome you gracefully. Thank you for showing up and thank you for creating time for our audience. We love you. So, panelist section
You're
right
welcome.
now. We have a lot of questions in store, and I'm sure you have a lot of answers from the wealth of experience you have. And I'm so excited My first question goes to one of the questions we have here goes to our speaker who spoke on health and wellness for creative media. It's really an issue right now with youngsters who don't know how to proceed with their mental health sometimes and being well and being a whole person even as a creative. So one of the questions we like to ask is what are the biggest challenges that creative media professional face in terms of health and wellness? Because most people are not aware of this type of challenges. People just like I come and I do my work and I go, not knowing that also their health affects their creativity. So, what do you think is one of the biggest challenges that creatives face in terms of health and wellness?
All right, Mr. Tosin Tabel, over to you, sir. Mr. Tabel, are you there, sir? If you can hear us, sir, please kindly indicate. All right, it seems as if Mr. Tabel isn't around for now. Okay, on to the next question, which will be directed to Jim Graphics. Can you hear me, sir?
Yeah, sure, I can hear you.
All right. Um, we'd just like to ask if you can. All right. So the question goes thus: what is your preferred approach to creative problem solving? What is your preferred approach to creative problem solving? Over to you, sir. And okay, sorry. And a continuation of the question: And also, can you share with us a specific example of how you used your creative problem solving to overcome a challenge? Do you get the question, sir?
Come again.
All right. The question is, what is your preferred approach to a
Okay.
creative problem solving? And can you share an example of how you use creative problem solving to overcome a challenge in your work? Do you get that,
All
sir?
right.
All
Yes,
right,
I
sir.
guess.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. When we talk about creative problem, right? So now, we're talking about how to overcome creative problems. So, over the years, you know, um, I've encountered like a lot of problems as a creative, as a designer, basically. You get, um, one of those I can remember vividly is in terms of not even being creative at some point. Sometimes you might have briefs from a client, and you find it difficult to be productive at that moment. You get at that moment. Yes, it happens. And to me, that shouldn't let you down. Or maybe, sometimes I feel bad that, okay, um I'm not productive at some point. You get. So what I do is, when a brief is given to me, I don't just jump into it. Do you understand? I don't just jump into it. And what I normally do is, I give myself time. I give myself time before I can jump into any work or any design per se. I don't You don't just give me a brief today, and I'm feeling excited that, okay, I got a job to do. Sometimes I take um like let me say 2 days, 4 days before I start processing any design. You get. Because I remember the first question was about how mental health. You get. Most of these things are their approach to your creative as a designer. Do you understand? It affects you as a designer, in the sense that, if if you jump, if let me say, if you just, how am I going to put it, if you jump into, it's just like, what example can I give? What example can I give? What example can I give? Okay, let me use, for instance, there was a day I got this brief of a job to handle, right? It's a logo. So along the line, I was not inspired to do anything. You understand? Okay, the brief was given to me. I'm not inspired to do anything. I felt like, okay, I can't handle this job. I was not being productive at that moment. You get. So what I did was, I actually gave myself time, and I think I was coming out from the bathroom and looking at my curtain, and boom, the inspiration came. You get. So what I would advise is, always we should always not, rush um into creating designs, or jumping into solving problems without analyzing, or um, looking into ourselves, putting ourselves in the best composure. You understand? Before jumping into creating anything, because you will never solve a problem. You never solve a problem. So it's best you take your time, analyze, before you proceed with any um, any problem that comes to you as a designer before creating solutions to it. You understand? Mark my words, always take your time. It helps a lot, and it has helped me for over the years to tackle problems. You understand? As a creative and as a designer. Thank you. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Thank you very much,
I can
sir.
hear you, sir.
That was an amazing one. Yes, sir. Okay. My next question goes to our speaker who talked on balancing life and creativity. Um, Recently, I'm sharing a personal experience. I had a friend who got a work to design for somebody, and she was like, and she's not that confident in herself, and she's not sure she's going to deliver, so she had to look for someone else to do the flyer. And later, minutes later, she sent me the design she did, and she sent me the design the person did. Although the person's one was a bit better, but it struck that what she did was also not bad. So, how do we deal with low self-esteem as a designer, especially for young people that are just coming up and they're not really sure if what they're doing is okay? You know, you are not really sure, and you don't just have that confidence that what you are doing is good. So, I'm going to ask James to please answer this question for us.
Sorry, can you come and give me the question? I didn't quite get it.
Okay, the question basically is, how do young people or people starting up as graphic designers, can you, or is there any method you can advise them to improve their self-esteem when it comes to design and designing?
Okay, I'll share my experience and how I tackled mine too. I think the initial stage of getting into graphic design, you won't be confident in yourself. That's for sure. I remember my very first design. Wow, it was not as good as you guys are thinking your first design will be. It will not be good. It will not be that good. But what keeps you going is consistency. The truth is that for the very first time when you're stepping into the field of graphics, you'll be afraid of getting criticized or but I tell you, this is one thing that will help you a lot. Do it. Go ahead, design it, send to them. They will tell you areas you need to correct. And those you see those feedbacks, don't take them with anger or with regret, with like feeling bad like you're not good enough. No, take those corrections and work on it. Those will help. Those reactions you get from them will help you a lot in your design journey. And I tell you this, see, your first design will not be good, second will not, third will not, but just keep going. That's what makes you better. Your consistency. It is I tell you for a fact, it is consistency. Graphic designing, it's no nobody gets to that point one time. You just keep going. And the more you design, the more you practice, the more you work, the more jobs you get, that is the more you advance. That's just basically how it is. So my advice to every beginner, be confident in yourself. They give you a job. I used to get a job and I'll give it to my boss, especially logo. I'll give it to my boss and he will be designing it. I don't take the I would connect him with the clients. There will be one day he told me they gave me a job and I was sending it to him. He told me he's not doing it on purpose because he told me that if he continues, I won't grow. But that's just the truth. If he continues like that, I won't grow. So he stopped receiving those jobs from me. He told me, anyhow you design it, send to them. They will correct it. But like our first speaker said, which is very, very important, take your time. Do not rush without fear. Calm down. do your research very well. Graphic design, it's I'm not trying to say it's very easy, but if you do your research very well, the work becomes less. So my advice is to every beginner: take away fear from body and calm yourself down. Go through your briefs very well and do the design. It may not be perfect, but those corrections are those things that will build you up. And as you do so, you see the growth in yourself. Thank you so much.
O- Okay, sir, I can't currently hear you.
He's done.
Sorry, you didn't hear me?
Okay, all right. Okay, yeah, I can hear you now. I can hear
Okay,
you.
so
It
sorry.
was a connection
It's network.
issue. Thank you very much
Yeah.
for that answer. That
All right.
was
I don't know if I
yeah.
can add something to what he said, if I'm permitted.
Thank you so much for that answer. I will definitely send that to you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, sure you can. Please go ahead. We can
All right.
hear you. Please go ahead.
He
Please go ahead.
mentioned something about self confidence. Yeah, that's a very key point. Self confidence. Design is something that you can never know it all. Like he said, you can never know it all. Like me, the thing that actually helped me grow was I'm never like okay with my design. Like I can design a job today. Give me like 24 hours. That design will be bullshit in my eyes. Like people will like it, but to me, I don't fancy it at that moment. You get. So I believe in um always be open for learning, open to learning. Like I said in my life in my first section, be open to learning. It's very important. You get. And sometimes the thing that always affect us, like affect the confidence in us is, you see, whenever we go online, and it happens to me back then, and somehow it still affect me. Um, Whenever I go online, I see other designs. I'll start comparing it to what I'm doing, and that really made me look as if I'm not doing well at all. Yeah, people appreciate my work, but to me, I feel like I'm not doing well when I see other people's work. But the day I told myself that, hey, you are good, like I told myself that that will help you build your own self confidence. Because, bro, if you go out there and see jobs and see designs, some of you might be good in flyer designs and not good in logos. Then why not create your confidence around that flyer design you're doing and perfect it and see clients coming or rushing towards you? You know, it's only in this part of the world that I always see people do logo, flyer, business card, everything. Like typically everything. They believe they are good ones. Yeah, it's normal, and it's nice you learning a lot of, like, being good in every aspect of graphic design. But like me, I'm always good in funeral programs, magazines, right? Flyers. But you see, anything else to do with logo design, I don't boost around it because it's not my thing. Do you understand? So I focus on where my strength is and I perfected it. So build your confidence around look at what you're good at. Don't jump because Mr. A is doing logo and he's good. And boom, you want to do logo. Now tomorrow you go online and you see beautiful flyers. You'll be like, let me try this. Like, focus on something that you think you're good at and perfect it. You understand? And always be open to learning. Unless you want to, like, okay, move into something better, or you want to upgrade yourself. You get? So that will build your self confidence. Always tell yourself that you're good. Like, I always tell myself there's no rule in design, there's no rules and regulation. That's what I tell myself. Because whenever I go out there and put out my work, you see, sometimes there are work I see out there, and when somebody posts it, people will be like, ah, nice one, boss, nice one, boss, nice one, boss. To me, I don't even fancy the work at all. Do you understand? But I'll be like, hey, thumbs up, nice one, because the person put out work to achieve this. And before you can put that work out there, you have actually, you are actually satisfied within yourself that, okay, this is it. You get? And like you said, if you don't work on yourself, sometimes he always give out his job to his boss to do, and his boss declined one day, and that was the best thing, because if he never declined, he will continue that way and he will never learn. Do you understand? So it's better you perfect what you're good at, and, like, be a master on it, and just allow yourself, just give yourself time, and you'll see clients coming to you. It's just that's just it. So thank you for that. Hello, is somebody here?
Yes, I can hear you, but I don't know if the moderator can. I believe the service is just a minute. It will be okay.
All right, on to the next question, please.
Okay. I believe that the service mode is somehow bad. The reception is not good. Maybe they have rain in Kwara. I don't know, but it's going to get better. Let's just wait a minute.
So the next question will be directed to Mr. Tabel. Sir, please, can you hear me? Okay, seems it's not around. All right, so Mr. Tabel, can you hear me, sir?
Yes, I can hear you, but I didn't get. Do you ask a question? The service is fluctuating. We have been waiting for you guys
Uh,
since. Yeah, but
so the
can you hear
question
me?
I can hear you, sir.
Okay, okay, I'm alive.
I can hear you, sir.
Okay, awesome.
All right,
That's
so the
good.
question goes. Question goes us. He says, can you share some tips for maintaining a healthy work-life balance as a
Okay, yeah, thank you so
create
much. Can you
share
just?
comment?
I think your services are cracking, but I think I get the question. So, healthy behavior for a creative mindset. So, if you can hear me, Esther, please can you confirm you can hear me? Jim, can you hear me? I want to know how many people can hear me so that I can just.
Yes, yeah, I
Yeah,
can
I
hear you,
can
sir.
hear you. I can hear you.
Okay,
I
yeah,
can hear you, sir.
awesome. Yeah, thank you so much. Okay, basically, let me just come back again. Living a day, uh, and having a awareness as a creative uh, is not so far fetched from what we have discussed previously. But also, let me just quickly take a snippet into what the two speakers that have spoken have said so far. They are all part of healthiness and wellness. Okay, so if you are not confident in yourself and in what you do, that is one of negative cursor to your wellness. Okay, because you will be stressed more than normal. What's supposed to take you maybe an hour in designing takes you a whole day. Okay, so one of those things I do personally, anytime I want to do a branding, anytime I want to do a branding, I used to tell them when they give me the brief and everything, I meet with the client, or we have all those banding, all of those stuff. Yeah, I've gotten everything I need to get from the client. The next thing I do, I don't just go to design. Sometimes it may be during the discussion that I get the whole idea. Sometimes I don't have the idea, but I've already give them the timeline for the next 2 weeks. I may not be doing anything. If you call me, I will tell you I'm working on it. And yet I'm not working on it. Doesn't mean I'm not working on it. No. Okay. So I'm just waiting for the design to drop. If I will use this a word like that, I'm waiting for the brand to drop. So I'm fusing the whole thing together. It may just be one day. I remember a brand. I was just going on the road one day, and the thing just pop up. I just carry my pen, sketch, just find a place to sketch. I call them. I say I finished the design, like because I've gotten what I'm waiting for. Okay, so you must know that looking at yourself in a positive light is one real thing that help your mental capacity. So you must tell yourself that you are doing it, you can do it, and you can do better than what you have done. Okay, so I know that we all have imposter syndrome, especially when we first start. I think when I'm still giving talk in a conference, especially in a big conference, sometimes you just feel like no, 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 it's not you. This. We want to have this kind of humility, or want to tell yourself you are not doing well, you are not doing better. But friends, can I tell you, you are doing well? Yeah, irrespective of the level you are, irrespective of your stage, you are doing well. Because everything about life is a process. So I used to tell people, enjoy the process. I don't know that I will talk in this direction. I'm just getting back. I'm not even at home. I'm still on the way. So just get to the first house before I now go to my house. Now I told myself, I said, oh, till when will I do this? And I answered myself, I said, till it is the process. Okay, so enjoy your process of growth. If you don't enjoy your process of growth, you cannot have healthy life and healthy mindset as a creative. Enjoy that process. It's a process. Enjoy it. Okay. Oh, your design is not as good as you want it now. Tell yourself, I just need to ask you. I'm doing better. I will get better. I'm working on it. Okay. I remember what's her name? Grace was talking about how she have to uh create time schedule for herself. And I talk about time management the other time I was speaking to create time schedule, learning different things at different phases. Okay, okay, so on Tuesday I'm doing this, I have this, so it helps a lot. So now what you need to do as a young creative, or maybe you are even any stage that you are, you must know that you are still on this process of growth. Okay, once you settle that in your mind, you have helped yourself to cover a lot of things. Okay, so I used to cite this example for people that learn design in our space. I said, if you have not um um if you have not recreate 1,000 designs that have been designed before, you have not started. We just joke around it, but sincerely, I just find out that for young creatives, okay, you don't disturb yourself because so many ideas that you are cracking yourself to. I just ask them, how do you want your design to look? Our own design. If you see my design, some people have seen my design. My design don't usually get out, but you can see it in the reflection of what we do. Yeah, if you check foot impact, you check unlock moment, you check SCB up, you will see like I full branding and all of that, my team and all of us, we will do a lot around that space. So what am I saying? I'm saying that enjoy this process that you find yourself now. Okay, irrespective of your stage, enjoy it. Okay, so when you tell yourself that you will get better, you are getting better, you are adding skills, and you are doing it, you will have a balanced mindset. Because one thing about creativity, I've said it, is don't forget where I started from the last time. I say your design is your personality. We can see you in your design. And I talk about that naturally we are all complex in our responses. That is how we are as human. Okay, so to do a minimalist work, you need to learn it because you are cluster. You need to discluster yourself. So your personality needs to change. And how can that be? You need to learn it. There's no two way about it. In design, you learn, you grow, you make mistake, enjoy yourself. So when they criticize, I've also mentioned that take criticism with a positive mindset. Yeah, sometimes they want to send you feedback and you feel bad about it. All of those things, you will not go far like that. So when they criticize me on my work, I say, okay, okay, the next thing is how can I do it better? Before I send the work out, believe you me, I've done 1,000 criticism on that work. Yeah, every time. Because presently, I don't do design as often. If you will give me design, my God, you have to pay seriously. I remember Paul want me to do one birthday design, do their branding. I have to charge him. I can give you, I have guys that I can give the work to. He said, no, I'm the one that must do the design. Then I have to charge for my time because I don't really have that time. I have a lot of stuff in my hands. Okay, so what am I saying? I'm saying that you need to allow yourself in that process. Okay, it will help your mental state. You'll be able to curate enough work. Yeah, it help your mental balance. Don't forget your design is your reflection. You need to learn simplicity. It's not very hard. Yeah, Jim mentioned that, you see, some people are good with flyer. Some people know what you tend towards. Anytime I want to do branding and I don't have time, there is somebody in my life that I will just call. Emmanuel stays in Oyo State. I'll just call him. Ima, do you have time? Can you work on this brand? I'll just give him the brief what he needs to do. Ima can do a very good logo, excellent one, with everything. Ima finish one work, we are working on a project. He say, I have to add that line because that design is not balanced. We both understand what we are saying. But when the client say, hey, can we make adjustment? I just said the client, the design process, don't worry, don't worry. You understand that kind of thing. So what I'm saying, I will reach out to Ima. I don't have time. And my if I'm taking time to think about, I'm just citing example, then I will mention the point I want to talk about. Then I will just so that I will not take too much time. Yeah. So if I don't have time to take, like for me, I have to think through design. If you are not immediately, if I don't get it when you are saying talking your brand to me, forget it. I have to take time to get the brand out. But immediately you are giving the brand brief to Ima, telling him about the whole thing. Ima will create something unique. Let me just sit down on that AI. I mean, as an illustrator, Ima will create dynamics of out for you. And we give the parents, I say, okay, yeah, this is what we are going for. Now, you need to learn collaboration, even as a young designer. Yeah. So know your strength, know where you belong to. So Ima cannot do flyer the way just do flyer and do flyer design. Ima cannot do that. But when it comes to illustration and logo, just forget it. So you need to know your strength and concentrate on it, work on it to become better. It doesn't mean that you should not work on what you are not good on, right? But it helps you and it helps your expertise, helps your confidence level, and you are able to learn how to do that and how to get better with those things. So collaboration will help you to have a sound mind in as a designer. And the last thing is please and please. You see, you need to come into uh how will I put it now? Will I call it self-awareness? Yeah, maybe I will use the word self-awareness. It's very simple, friends. Very, very simple. Yeah, be aware of your capacity and tell yourself that you can become better. Do you know? I tell people there's nobody that is born dull. There's nobody that is born brilliant. You want to talk about it, take it to anywhere. You see, your personality, your brand, you as a person as a brand, something shaped you to become that thing that you are now. It just means that if something shaped you to become what you are now, it means that something else can also shape you to become another thing. So never give yourself this space that, oh, this is me. Okay, I think I can do better than this. No, because what you are now, you are not that thing previously. You were given, you take it somewhere, you feed on it, and that is what now becomes you. Okay, so it means that you can do better. So what I'm trying to say is that guys, you can do better as a designer. Number one, become a better person, doing better brand, becoming a better brand for yourself, you can do better. So you need to tell yourself that. And if you begin to think like this as a designer, irrespective of whether you want to apply this within the creative space or you want to go beyond the creative space, it goes a long way. So I believe that with these few points, you have a solid mindset. I know there are still numerous things, but anyway, let's just peg it at that point. Maybe we have space next time, we'll be able to talk around that. Thank you so much. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we're here. Can hear you.
Okay, thank you.
Can hear you, sir. We can hear you, sir. Thank you very much, sir. All right. Wow, that was a lot. That was a lot. That was a lot. Okay. So the last question we'll be asking for today would be thrown to the house, meaning that everyone will be given an opportunity to answer this question. All right. So the question is how can creative media professionals use design to evoke specific emotions in their audience? And what are some ethical considerations to keep in mind when using psychology in design? I know we all have different perspectives. So I go with the question again. How can creative media professionals use design to evoke specific emotions in their audience? And what are some ethical considerations keep in mind when using psychology in design? So first we'll be having Mr. James to answer the question for us. And sir, please, you have just 2 minutes to answer. Thank you very much, sir.
Wow, 2 minutes. Okay, I'll try my best. I'll try my best to answer the question within 2 minutes. How do you use it's
Hello,
basically
come again, please.
knowing. Can you hear me? Can everyone hear me?
Hello.
Yes, sir. We can hear you, sir.
Please come again with the
Okay,
question, please.
The question goes thus: how can creative media professional use design to evoke specific emotions in their audience? That was the first question.
Okay. I'll just quickly talk how you can evoke emotions with your designs. It's basically when you know what exactly you're doing, know what I'll use color for instance. If you're giving a, let's say, a birthday design, a wedding design, you look at the picture and you know what color will suit in. I'll use colors for instance. You know what color will suit in. So knowing the right elements, it will help you a lot so that you don't, because I saw a birthday design today. Believe me, you, that's not looking like a birthday design. It's looking like an obituary picture. Sorry to say this, because why? The elements used did not really describe what it's meant to describe. I don't know if you get. So when you know what element portrays the best for that project or the best for that work, I think it will give you a hedge in evoking emotions. I use typography too. Most times in this design industry, you know that typography is one important key factor. Knowing when to use a script font and knowing when to use a sans serif font is essential. So you know what works for you, not just what works for you, what really expresses what you're trying to give out. For instance, colors they speak, typography they speak, your alignment also. If you want to check, if you want to know more on this, like evoking emotions, you could go out there on Instagram. There are lots of designers. Once you see this design, even if it's a hamburger design, almost like you feel this hunger already, because how did they do it? They use the right element to evoke that hunger in you. That's basically when you know how to use your elements very, very well. So before anyone will venture into design, please master design principles. The design principles. Once you know these things at your fingertip, then expressing or evoking emotion, it's not really a problem anymore. So I'll tell anyone, master your design principles before you even start finding your PC to do anything. If you know these things at your fingertips, then you don't have any problem evoking emotions. Thank you.
All right. So I'm gonna add to what he said. So you see, using design to invoke specific emotions you get in your audience, it actually involves combination of basic things which he has mentioned, right? So can you hear me?
Yes, sir. We can hear you, sir.
All right. So what I'm going to add to this is, if you want to invoke emotions, right? You should be telling a story
Mm.
with your designs. You get. Like he made an instance with he saw a birthday flyer looking like a funeral program, funeral flyer. Yeah, you see, if you're not telling a story with your designs, it is not going to invoke emotions. Like right now, I actually saw a similar design like that. At a glance, it was a birthday flyer. At a glance, my head was telling me it was a funeral. You understand? So, narrate, narrating a story with your design can be powerful, can be a powerful tool to invoke emotions, right? Use storytelling techniques in your design to create a connection with your audience and invoke a desired emotional response. This could involve using sequential imagery, compiling copy or interactive elements. You understand? Not when you see a brief given to you, you just like you mentioned, like I said in the beginning, don't jump into it. You understand? Don't jump into it. Mastering design principles is very essential. Like it's very important. Very important. Your text placement, your fonts, your backgrounds. You know, people don't know that design have gone out of, like gone are those days when you take the whole background on this word and put in one specific design. Gone are those days. You can have a plain background with a powerful story. Like there are designs that you will see no color, just white space, white background. But when just at a scroll, nobody will tell you to stop, take a pause and watch or read through this flyer, because that flyer is telling a story by the element that is on the flyer. You get. And when we talk about elements, we talk about the image, the background. Yes, you know, sometimes if you look at some flyers, you will see that you find it difficult to, you know, take a glance at the message the flyer is, or the message that flyer is meant for. You get. Sometimes you will see a flyer, you see image here, you see team, you will see as in a lot of things scattered on the flyer, on the flyer design, and you won't actually get the specific message in the flyer. You get. So um when outside that, we look at balance and composition, right? The layout and composition of your design can also influence emotional response, right? So you have to pay attention to placement of elements. White space, very important. White space. Again, because balance can create a sense of harmony and stability. So these are basic things you should look at when you want to, you know, when you want to invoke emotions in design. You don't just, okay, because you're giving a flyer of Christ is born. Okay, you go and download the picture of our Lord Jesus Christ and just put because he's the Christ. There are other things you should look into. You understand? There are other things you should look into. And we also mentioned colors. Color have a very significant impact on emotions. Very, right? Like the Balm City flyer, when you look at it, it's talking about CorelDRAW. So you look at the green. CorelDRAW is known for the green color it portrayed. You understand? So when you look at the message is given, unlocking creativity with CorelDRAW, then the green speaks for CorelDRAW. Do you understand? So color also helps, and it's a very powerful um, um, like it's very significant in terms of emotions, right? And you need to understand your audience also, right? Before designing anything, it's crucial you understand your target audience, right? Their preference. Like every flyer you're seeing out there is directed to a specific audience, right? Just like we have the popular experience of the House of the Rock church that they normally do every December. Yeah, the flyer is targeted for who? Christians, believers, right? So these are things you should look out for. So if you're designing and okay, you're giving a church flyer to do, you should know that your audience are Christians. There are patterns in which Christians do their flyers, and there are patterns in which Muslims do their flyers. So you should look at your audience. So the message should be directed to the audience, right? So these are basic things you should you should you should look out for, and you should look out for your contrast. Contrast can draw attention and create emphasis. Very important. It can draw attention and create emphasis. So I think with that, if you understand the psychology of design and the principles mentioned, right, you can create designs that resonate with your audience on an emotional level. So that's it for that.
Oh, we
Thank
have
you very
lost
much.
him.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir, we can hear you, sir. All right, Mr. Tabel, we love you. Thank you so much, Mr. Jim, for that
Hello,
wonderful session. Yes, sir, Mr. Tabel.
hello.
Yeah, we're here.
We can hear you, sir.
Yes, I was actually done.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Jim, for that. Mr. Tabel, we would love to have your comments as well, sir.
Are we here?
Yeah, it seems Mr. Tabel, can you hear me, sir? It seems Mr. Tabel is
Hello,
muted.
we can't hear anybody.
Yeah,
We can
Mr.
hear you,
Tabel,
sir.
can we can hear you, sir, Mr. Tabel.
Network.
Hello, Mr. Tabel. Okay.
Yes, so I
If,
want
okay, if Mr. Tabel is not there, Mr. James, I would love to ask this question. We discovered that
Okay.
it's one of it's one of an important question that one of our audience asked, and it goes on. It said, "What are the if essential elements for effective visual storytelling?"
Sorry, come again.
The question is that what are the essential elements for effective visual storytelling?
Okay, what are the effective? I didn't get that. Sorry, network is breaking over here.
What are the essential elements of effective visual storytelling?
Okay, essential elements for effective visual storytelling. I would say one essential element, very very essential, is your image. Yeah, if you're using your image to design, please ensure it portrays what you are trying to say. How do I explain this in a simple term? Let's say in your design, you're trying to tell a story. Um, okay, let me use a burial story. Let me use a burial program. You're trying to portray something about funeral and all that. You don't go and put pictures that are like funny. You don't use images or elements that are funny, because at that point you can't portray what you want to say, true or false. So you basically use elements that portray what you want to talk about. How do I? Okay, I'll use another instance. You're designing a project for agriculture. Yes, you're designing a project for agriculture. Sorry, I'm just trying to get something off my screen here. Can you guys still hear me?
We can hear you, sir.
Yes, we can hear you, sir.
Okay. I say first of all is your image. Second thing, your presentation. Your presentation. Most times when people design, there's no continuity in whatsoever they are designing. No continuity. When you see this design, it's quite different from the next thing you're seeing. And they be like, is it the same? Is it the same? Are you taking us through the same story? It's very far-fetched. Like the two contrasts between your two designs you're using is telling two different stories. So you must learn the act of continuity in your design. There must be something unique in that story that cuts across every. Let's say if you're doing a carousel design, there must be something unique that will cut across each and every, let's say each and every slide you're doing. So you must have consistency in your design. Very very important. Like our speaker, they've said something very very useful. Minimalist design, make keep it as simple as possible. Simplicity. Simplicity is very very essential in storytelling. You don't make the design complex for people to understand. You simplify it. That is your job. That is what makes you the graphic designer. Simplifying the story. Most times the clients come to you with a very broad and big, even sometimes they may not understand what they want to portray. So it is your work to narrow down whatsoever they want into a simplified story that anybody that comes in contact with your work first, they will not be confused at first. They will glance and understand what you're trying to tell them. You're the one in charge. Like this is what I say, the first thing that they look at your design, it is what you want them to see. That means you subconsciously control or direct them in your storytelling. You take them through gradually, no matter how complex the brand is or no matter how complex the work is. You use essential elements like good image. Don't use a blurry. You go for good images that portray, not just good images, they portray what you want to say, exactly what you want. And you also play around consistent brand identity. Yes, consistency in your brand identity. If you go to Coca-Cola, you see their brand colors there. They stick to it. No matter what they are doing, you see their brand colors there. They don't joke with it. So you don't use different colors on the same brand. Like, it will mess up your storyline. If you go to other brands, go online, go on Instagram, you see other brands, they stick to their brand colors, their brand patterns, their typography. They don't use a lot. We have thousands of typography out there, but when you're doing storytelling, you stick to, not like you narrow yourself down, but you stick to that brand identity. I don't know if you get me very well. Do you have any further question to ask on this before I proceed?
Okay, can I quickly comment before I leave, please?
Okay, sir, you can go ahead.
All
Oh,
right, sir. Mr. Tabel, thank you very much. We'll have you right now. Thank you, Mr. James,
okay.
for that
Yeah,
wonderful insight you just given to us. All right, Mr. Tabel, over to you, sir.
yeah. Thank you, Mr. Dave. Thank you so much. I love that. Okay. I just quickly sent something to Mr. Marvelous. If you can just show us one thing that you must always see design has. I always tell people around me, I work in the healthcare space as much as I do designs and all of that. Presently, what I do with design is I criticize design. I mean it. Yeah, I do a lot of criticizing when it comes to uh, design uniqueness. Okay, so look at this design. It's very simple. Look at this design. It's very simple. So when we are talking about minimalist, this is the kind of the thing we are talking about. There is nothing on this design. So, and it took me time to do this more than it took me time to do every other design I just put together. But for me, I have always told myself this. I remember 20, I think 2016, no, 2018, yeah, 2018, 2019. That was when I started learning minimalist, and I tried to think around it. I remember that my work is so poor at that time because I'm just trying to learn that space. It's not like you have very big space, you just want to design something small, and it does not come out where I don't know if you are finished design, you're looking at design yourself like, is this design? Yeah, because it does not really make sense. So for me, I have to go and learn design principle in another format. I have to go and learn how to design to third of the whole thing using looking at how they take picture. It will just be on one side, dividing the space into six. Like, so what am I trying to say? I'm trying to say that number one thing about your design, yeah, they have talked about very important in telling a story, be consistent. One thing is you must have a design pattern. Tell yourself what kind of design skill do you want to learn? How do you want your design to look out there? So it's a product. That's how you must always see design. Your design is a product. Anytime I'm designing, okay, I do what they call program development, program design, not graphics design now. So I design intervention for communities. Okay, so when I sit down, I'm thinking about the communities. How do we impact this community? Then I will sit down, do the concept note, do the whole thing for the MIE guys and all of that. So designs, I see every design as a product. So this product is going to be used by somebody, and I'm the producer. If they should come back to this same product in the next 5 years, how will they relate with it? There is somebody forever that I always cherish. Yeah. So many people know Leye, but many people do not know Kale. If Kale is designing, Leye will stay was I'm saying it like open space now. Leye have to learn from Kale those days. Like Kale is every design Kale made for UCU, if you go back to it, they still beat some design till now. I'm talking about something of 2017, 2017. I don't know where they see that guy from. When it comes to flyer, just leave Kale. Kale does not, that guy, I don't know. I can't even explain. I will go and meet him. I say, Oga, come and teach me this. And he just say, okay, you guys in medicine, you don't have time. You have time. Eh, yeah, like it just come effortlessly for him. So he must begin to produce a product in such a way that in the next 5 years, in the next 3 years, in the next 1 year, how do you want your product to look like? When you begin to have that kind of mindset, the way you approach design will be different. You are not doing design firstly for the people that are coming to give you money. You are doing design for a larger audience. You have to think like that, because it's not those people alone that you design for. You are designing for many people. Like somebody said, Iberia. Okay, for example, now we do this. I just did that. The birthday design. It was not a Nigeria organization. I didn't download anything from anywhere. It's just font and my white space. Nothing. There's no any external element. Everything that was created was just line and shape. Nothing else. Okay, so that design is not only for those people that paid me to do this work. No, it is for larger audience beyond what I can even imagine. Do you understand? So you must begin to see your design like that. That, oh, I'm not only designing, it's a product. Many people, when they produce coke, it's not one person that take cokes. No, many people take that same very coke, different places, different nations. So how do they react to coke? So when you approach your design like that, the whole thing, psychology, everything will form together for you. Even when you finish doing the work, you ask yourself again. Immediately I finish design, then I finish design, and I've already submitted some other work for them that they think that is a good work. But me, when I finished it, I said, no, I told the person, I said, I'm not satisfied with this work. Yeah, just because I've created a product that I think, oh, yeah, do you understand? So it's very, very important that you approach every time you have a design project. Even if you don't have a design project, I learned a lot from Bullets sorry, oh, I've forgotten that the time is very short. I learned a lot from Bullets. He taught me how to do a lot of things around design space. And one of those things he taught me is, okay, when you are creating this thing and you didn't get it, close it, open another sheet, start work again. Just like so, and it has worked for me over time, and it has made me to think about every design as a product. So when I come to sit on my desk, I'm not just producing something Tabel is going to consume. No, I'm producing something that, oh, when James see the design, we say, okay, 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 okay. When this person, and again, I will have to say this too. Yeah, always look beyond the as a designer, don't always look at the design that you see in front of you. No, immediately I see design, I'm already seeing lines, I'm seeing patterns. Okay, I'm seeing the white spacing. Like my head, I've drawn lines. I don't know, maybe it's only me that it happens to like that. I'm already looking at okay, okay. I'm looking at the balancing and alignment. I don't need to go on CorelDRAW or any other platform, no, to look at that. I'm already seeing the alignment. Oh, sometimes I will finish work and I will see alignment disorientation. I will tell myself, there was one work I did recently. Yeah, I didn't correct the error. I told myself, I said, it means that you need to do a lot of work. You get that kind of it. I just say myself, it means that you need to do a lot of work. I didn't correct it. I send the work out. No, it will not be feasible for people that are not in design space. Yeah. So, but if you are in oh God, oh God, oh God, oh God.
It seems we've lost him. I think it's connection issues. Can you hear us? Hello, sir. Can you hear us, sir?
I'm here. I can hear you, although.
Okay, I think we've lost him. We are very, very grateful for that amazing response and reply. I think I gained a lot. And one thing that I can say is get clarity, build your niche, find what you are very good at and stick with it. Keep progressing, take care of your mental health, and eat well, do exercises, do positivity exercises to help build your self-esteem, and a lot more. I'm sure our audience too have gotten a lot of information and a lot of advice from our professionals. Now we are about to round up, and I will be host of today's show, the covering of Balm City community in person of Mr. Agbade Marvelous to give us the vote of thanks.
All right. Thank you so much, Sir Zamal, for joining us in this 5 day event, BAM Design Camp. Actually, it's been wonderful since the first day. And I want to really appreciate first of our speakers. Thank you, Mr. Gray, Mrs. Grace. Thank you, Jim Graphics. Thank you, Mr. James. Thank you, Mr. Tabel. Thank you so much for your time and for your commitment to see that there was a success in BAM Design Camp. Although this is the first one, and we trust Jesus that we are going to do more of this, and more of these are still coming. Yeah, stay tuned with BAM City. More stuff is coming up. More stuff is coming up. Anticipate the bigger and the bigger. And also, I want to appreciate all volunteers that are seeing that this was put to work, all their efforts to see that BAM Design Camp was a success. Thank you so much. I appreciate the moderators. I appreciate everyone that has seen, deem it fit to see that this has actually been so a great success. And as well, we really apologize for all the technical issues we once we once we had actually along the line during the live streaming, during the everything. We are deeply sorry. I'm so sorry
You're
for all
welcome.
the.
You're welcome. You're welcome. And I'm happy to be here.
Oh, thank you so much, Mr. James. We really appreciate it. So
Yeah.
please, one of the tips that the speaker may mention is that for every good design, it starts with a clean sheet, with a white blank workspace. And for every good design, also starts with a blank workspace. It depends on how you utilize that workspace. Ensure you learn, I'm encourage everyone, ensure you learn how the principles of design works. It will really help in your design journey. And this we come to the end of BAM Design Camp for this season. BAM Design Camp 1.0. More are still coming. Anticipate. God bless you. And thank you so much for staying to this point. See you later.
All right. See you guys. Bye.
Bye, sir.
Bye, everyone.